All right, guys, let's talk about step 2 in our 3-step system. Step 2 in the 3-step system is going to be the 3-step setup. The 3-step setup is pure gold. The 3-step setup needs to be said to our prospect before every exposure, whether it's long distance, whether it's in person. We've got to go through the 3 steps of the setup right before they see the presentation. Now, what are the 3 steps to the 3-step setup? They're going to be number 1, your why. Why are you doing the business? When you go through your why, you've got to make yourself vulnerable. You've got to expose your pain, your hurts, your wants, your desires. We'll go into detail on that. Step 2 is going to be, look, this is a big deal, and I'm all about it. You know, I've done my research on this. I'm all in. Big deal, all in. Step 2. And then step 3 is just going to be, don't care. You don't care whether they do it or not. So let's break it down. Let's go through in detail the 3 steps of the 3-step setup that we must do before every exposure. Look, when you go through your why, put your guard down. Expose yourself. You know, it could sound like this. If it was me and I was just going to go through my why, and let's say that I'm recruiting Eric, I go, look, Eric, here's why I invited you out here to take a look at this thing. As you know, the economy is bad, and I've been practicing chiropractic for a long time, but the last several years have been really challenging. I'm getting reimbursed less and less, and I'm working more than ever. I've got more paperwork than ever. I've got more responsibility than ever, and I'm barely making ends meet right now in my practice. And this whole thing with Obamacare, I mean, I don't even know what to make of that. It's just really kind of scary out there right now. And my wife and I have been praying for something, and we have found this last week what it is that we've been looking for. And I thought of you. So watch. What I did is I went through my why, and I exposed my pain. And then what I'm going to transition into is the next step, and I thought of you, Eric. So what you want to do is go, Eric's going, okay, so now here's why you're doing it. Well, why me? So you go, and I thought of you. And a very generic thing you can say to people if you don't know a lot about why they might want to do something like this, you go, Eric, and I thought of you. And look, this may or may not be for you, and if it's not, it's no big deal. Now watch, what's better, if you do know some things about this person as to what their why could be, might be, maybe even should be, you could go, Eric, look, the last time we talked, you said your real estate business was down as well because of the economy, and that you were looking for something. Rock and roll. Maybe you could say, hey, you know, look, last time we talked at church, you said you're looking to find a way to pay for your kids' college tuition. Or you could say, look, last time I saw you, you mentioned that you wanted to get your wife home and raise your own kids instead of daycare. If you can do that to somebody and add in there, you know, what their why potentially is, it's better. If you don't know, no big deal. Just go, hey, and I thought of you, and this may or may not be for you, and if it's not, no big deal. See, it honors that person. What people don't like is they don't like, you know, you need to see this, you need to do this. You know a ton of people. People don't like to be told what they need to do. They're thinking, you don't know anything about what I really want or what I really need to do. So I don't use that language at all. I just honor that person by saying, hey, look, Eric, this may or may not be for you, and if it's not, it's no big deal. However, you've always been the kind of guy to keep his ear to the ground. You've always been a sharp business person. And we should clear some time together and go over the details. If that's part of the invite, if they're out already and you're showing them the information, then it's, you know, hey, look, is it cool if you just, you know, take a look at the information with me? You know, just ask permission all the way through with people, and they're going to respond very positive to you, okay? So, again, why? Let them know. You don't have to try to get into your verbiage that this is a big deal and you're all in. You most certainly could say that. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. I mean, when you say that this is a big deal and all in, it's rock and roll. But your posture better be, they better see from just your posture and your intent that this is a big deal to you. I mean, if you can impress upon this person that you're going to be doing this for a long time, that you've really done your homework on this, that you are a sharp person who is qualified to make these kind of decisions about something, they're going to be like, wow, this person's really excited about this business, and they're treating it like a real business, and they don't really care whether it's for me or not. Okay, I am going to look at this thing with an open mind. So 3 steps to the 3-step setup are why? Expose yourself. You're all in, and that it's a big deal, and that you don't care whether they do it or not. Now watch. you're going to see as you go through this whole system that eventually that three-step setup that we do before every exposure, no matter what the exposure is, we do it right before the exposure. But what I like to teach people is once they go through their first 20 contacts, that this scripting now becomes the invite that we can do over the phone to get our prospects to come look. Because again, this is a very high-speed invite as well, and you can literally just read this off if you're calling people like I do. When I'm dialing for dollars and when I'm smiling and dialing, you know, a lot of times I'm just scripted, so I don't have to try to make stuff up and I can just stay on point. So the key to the three-step setup is to do it before every exposure, and then eventually it becomes the invite itself. Guys, this is step 2. Let's make it happen.